Hi everyone, Donut here, back once again to make fun of California for being a stinky vomit pit full of super high taxes, dirty hippies, ridiculous gun laws, and probably one of the worst justice systems our entire country has ever seen. I think I've made about 9 million videos at this point about California being a criminal justice revolving door of degens. And not the cute and spontaneous degens like me or Florida Man, the felonious kind who do really bad things. And California's like, well, all shucks, he raped again, better let him out. He won't do it next time. Oh, wacky California. The video that we're about to watch is pretty gnarly, and the title that you saw when you clicked on this is correct. But first, a word from our sponsor. This video is sponsored by Aura. You guys know what the fastest growing crime in America is? Identity theft. There's a new victim every 14 seconds. I've been a victim several times myself of identity theft. It sucks. Knowing that someone else was ruining my credit and taking my money made me feel disgusted, and I wanted to jump through my computer screen and strangle them. Aura does everything. Aura is identity theft protection, fraud monitoring, a VPN, password management, and antivirus software all combined into one easy-to-use app. That's pretty awesome because I have 5 different apps for each one of those things. You might have one of these services already, but if you don't have all the tools, it's like locking the front door but leaving the back door wide open. And you don't want anyone coming in your back door unless you're into that kind of thing. But not identity theft. No one's in identity theft. Another really cool feature of Aura is it monitors the dark web for your emails, passwords, and social security numbers and sends you alerts when it finds them. I've only been using Aura for a short amount of time, and they've already found some of my information on the dark web.
Nice.
They also send you real-time alerts to your phone and computer on suspicious credit inquiries, like if someone is opening a credit card or a line of credit in your name. With all this combined with a virtual private network that lets you surf the internet anonymously, you're going to be so freaking protected. And guess what? You can get 2 free weeks of Aura if you go to aura.com/donut. That's aura.com/donut. Go ahead and use those 2 free weeks to see if your information is on the dark web and just to check out Aura and see how cool it is with all its features that can protect you and your family. Back to the video. The person in a stolen vehicle who ran over a woman and her baby only got a couple of months probation. The woman in this situation is claiming the suspect did it on purpose, and it's kind of hard not to argue with that. The woman suffered some back injuries, but the baby got away with a few scrapes and bruises. Keep that in mind. It still looks super gnarly though. Stick around after the video though, and we'll talk about the schmuckery of justice provided by the district attorney, George Gascon. August 6, 2021, Venice, California. A woman only identified as Rachel was walking with her 8-month-old baby when our 16-year-old suspect is driving the wrong way on a one-way street at a very high rate of speed. She sees the car barreling towards her and her baby and only has about a split second to react. If you look closely, you can see Rachel lift the baby stroller up at the last moment and turn it to avoid the baby taking the impact head on. Suspect stops momentarily, then takes off. Here's my favorite part though, it's not all sad. Some random person coming down the road in a black Dodge Ram says, "Fuck no, you ain't getting away," and rams this little turd head on. Video stops right there. Here's what the district attorney's office said about the incident. Fortunately, the baby was uninjured and the mother received a laceration to her elbow. Pay attention to this next part. The sheriff's department agreed with the felony charges that were filed. At arraignment, the minor admitted 2 felony counts of assault by means of force likely to produce great bodily harm and 1 felony count of hit and run. The probation department recommended and the court sentenced the minor to a youth camp for 5 to 7 months. An appropriate resolution. Let's go over this one more time. Stolen vehicle, plows over a mom and her little baby, flees the scene. He gets 5 months in a diversionary camp. A camp that Los Angeles prosecutors describe as, quote, less than a military school, but a little bit tougher than a summer camp. California. Let's go Los Angeles. Land of seeing a homeless guy's dick and getting your baby ran over. The mom made a pretty big statement on Facebook that I'll link in the description also if you want to read the whole thing. It's pretty long, but the mom goes into extreme detail. Here's a couple snippets from it that I found pretty interesting. "I made contact with KB, whose face had no look of fear, surprise, or regret. He stared right at me with a look of intention. George Gascon doesn't value my life or the life of my child or any other victim out there and would rather reward the monsters like KB by demonstrating to them that their actions have no consequences. A traffic citation for attempted murder. I have lost all faith in the justice system, so much that my family is leaving LA. Los Angeles has become increasingly dangerous since George Gascon took office and implemented these crippling mandates, and I am not going to stick around to see how things play out or continue to feel vulnerable and scared for my family's safety. Oh yeah, I didn't mention that yet. They wrote him a ticket and let him go. Then he skipped out on his court date and had to have a bench warrant issued for his arrest. Oh, and on top of that, you know, the whole running a mom and her baby over. Well, it turns out that the suspect was a shitbird before this incident. Bill Mulligan with Fox Los Angeles did some digging and found out that at the time he ran Rachel and her baby over, he was on probation from trying to roofie a teen girl. He spiked the girl's drink and was convicted of felony poisoning in 2019. But because of how California is, the suspect's record will be erased next year when he turns 18. Pretty much no one agrees with this district attorney or anything that he does. Initially, the district attorney said that the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department agreed with these felony charges and sending him to summer camp instead of a harsher sentence. Shortly after the district attorney's office released that statement, the sheriff said, "Fuck no, we didn't agree with that." The LA sheriff came out and said, "We were never consulted as we were not the investigating agency." The district attorney's office came back and they said, oh yeah, you're right, our bad. They stated, "We need to correct our statements from yesterday. Los Angeles Sheriff's Department was not involved in the decision on the felony charges as they were not the investigating agency in the case." The sheriff got pissed and released his own statement about this. He said the LA County District Attorney's Office released a statement claiming that the Sheriff's Department was okay with the lightweight sentencing in a brutal hit and run in Venice, California. "We were never consulted. Sheriff's investigators would never be okay with the lightweight sentencing on this hit and run case. Stop empowering and encouraging criminal behavior. Hold them accountable." Like I said, you can see that no one really likes the district attorney. You know what this whole thing smells like to me? Someone's parents has money. Let's shit on Gascon a little bit more before we get off here. Sit down, kids. I'm going to tell you a little story. Well, maybe not kids. Kids should stay away from the person we're going to talk about in this story. Check out this headline. California trans child molester, 26 years old, gets 2 years in juvenile facility thanks to progressive DA Gascon. Okay, just listen to this. In 2014, James Tubbs touched a little girl while in a woman's bathroom. Tubbs was arrested, and it turns out he's been arrested for touching 2 other young girls on 2 separate incidents in the past and has other violent convictions. After being arrested, James Tubbs became Hannah Tubbs. He wanted to be a girl. Hannah Tubbs is now 26 years old. George Gascon, the district attorney, refused to try the now her as an adult since the incident occurred 2 weeks before they turned 18. So because he refused to try the 26-year-old as an adult, they took this 26-year-old trans pedophile and put her into a juvenile detention facility with other juveniles. The LA Deputy District Attorney, John Hatami, assigned to the Complex Child Abuse Unit, stated, "Because of George Gascon's blanket policy against transferring any juvenile to adult court, even if the 17-year-old rapes or murders an innocent child, James Tubbs will not have to register as a sex offender, will not spend any time in county jail or state prison, will be 26 and housed with juveniles for a very short period of time, and will be released with no probation or parole monitoring. The victims will get no justice. The public will get no safety." And Mr. Tubbs, whatever the pedo here, absolutely knows that they're skirting the system because that district attorney is in office. The pedo Tubbs in this situation even gloated on a phone call in the jail about the light sentence that Gascon had given him. She boasted that nothing would happen to her after she pled guilty due to Democrat District Attorney George Gascon's policies, and laughed that she won't have to go back to prison or register as a sex offender. She also made explicit remarks about the victim that are unfit to print. "I'm going to plead guilty," Tubbs said in one recording. "They're going to stick me on probation and it's going to be dropped. It's going to be done. I won't have to register, won't have to do nothing." It's gotten so bad that Los Angeles has tried to recall the district attorney twice without success. Sorry I went on that little tirade. It's just, goddamn, I don't want to live in Los Angeles ever, or California. It gets way deeper than what we went over in this video. There's a lot. This district attorney has put out a lot of bad people on the streets with his dipshit policies. Anyways, everyone, that's all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think about this stuff in the comments below. If you want to help support the channel, you can head on over to donutoperator.com, buy some super sweet merch, or go ahead and subscribe to one of my other channels. In the meantime, everyone, please have a fantastic day.